How's Git? So, we finally get to the more interesting episode of coding missions, especially see my background, the New England Patriots. Go Pats in the Super Bowl. And yet, I'm going to be a mature Christian guy, and for Jeff Vanessa reasons, say congratulations to also Norbcam. Shout out to him for his Seattle Seahawks, amazing mixtapes and everything. So yes, regardless who wins or loses, let's be adults and just enjoy the game and be happy for Mike Vrabel, Coach of the Year, and also be very happy for Mike McDonald. Be like the Mikes. Be mature, be responsible. We are what we need, we are what we got. With that being said, here's the episode and we'll talk about Git. That's it for the Patriots talk. So, ignore the background noise. My parents just talking about some financial stuff. So, obviously, this episode is about Git. And Git is just like going to Super Bowl. It's exciting, it's energetic, and yet it can be very, very frustrating, especially those Git merges. Think of it like a Malcolm Butler interception in computer science. Think of it like 20 and 3 comeback, but in the other way around. Think of it even potentially like the Tuck rule. Git is just as controversial as any computer science program in terms of source and version control, and it's been known to be the source of several software engineering crashouts. Tonight, though, just like the variable paths, we're going to only show what we need for Git and nothing more. So, we can git commit dash m, Drake May Super Bowl MVP, git checkout dash b Patriots, and like and subscribe to the episode if you're a Pats fan, or comment if you're a Seahawks fan, or just enjoy the episode regardless of sports ball. Yes, the Super Bowl is this Sunday on NBC in Santa Clara. So yes, who will win the Super Bowl? I think Pats, but it's gonna be a close game. Uh, like for the Patriots, subscribe for Seahawks. So, introduction to Git, main branch and basics. So why do we use Git for version control? Very simple. Why does Mike Rabel and the Patriots require sometimes some trick plays and even some very, very, very cunning and very high level defense. Similar to the Patriots playing defense, Git is also known to be a very defensive computer science technology. Essentially, it's defending against bad merge conflicts and making sure your code is version control appropriate, which means the code is the same as it always is. So for Git, you have the master branch, you have something called a hotfix, you have a release, and you have a develop branch. So why do we even use Git? Very simple. Your future self and your teammates will thank you. Git is becoming very popular in multiple, not just only computer science, but even data analytics. Like even at KPMG, I'm using Git quite a few times for AML processes and other type of, client code work. It's no longer just only Excel files anymore. Now things are getting much more complicated with Git, with cloud AI, all that good stuff. So essentially, number one reason why we use Git, you don't keep on losing work. You keep track of changes. Just like Mike Vrabel, imagine him leading the Patriots without a playbook. He would end up not winning a Super Bowl. You have safe experimentation with branches. You don't face risk with merge conflict. Essentially, the merge conflict doesn't screw you over. You can collaborate without the chaos. You can have each branch become a personal workspace. Essentially, the pages like do your job. Each workspace does its job. You don't mess with each other. And of course, this is very important because boy, oh boy, the Pats did not have this at all with Tom Brady, Rob Kraft, and Bill Belichick. Clear accountability and audit trail. No more blame game. No more say, oh, he cost him that game. He cost him that game. You cost him. There's no more blame game going on. And faster, safer releases. Production will be basically humble sealed golden. Production will not technically have a problem. And it work offline scales insanely well. You can even watch it while, being the K-pop Demon Hunters fighting planes, watching Stray Kids movie, or even watching the Super Bowl. Of course, don't be on Git when you're angry, then you have merge conflicts and bad stuff. Just like you don't drink and drive, you don't get angry. And of course, really, really important, it's just an industry standard these days for anything IT. And knowing Git can easily become a Sigma career boost. So the history of Git, just for a quick history lesson. So in 2005, a guy named Linus Torvalds came up with Git to deal with Linux version control issues. Or basically in Gen Z speak, or millennial speak, Linus was sick and tired of people crashing out at version controls issue. In 2008, GitHub launches and Git becomes sociable. Of course, in now speak is Git became the alpha way to commit code without having to waste time in newbies. And finally, in 2010, Git became the default control version system. And of course, in now speak is Git became the 6.7 version control system. So Git is used by a million of developers and powered by platforms like GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. And this is my GitHub account, by the way. So to show you an example from last episode from K-pop Demon Hunters AML, I have, a main branch, I have a star filing branch, and then each branch has like, code inside analytics for Git. And you can even see my own GitHub commit repository. It's not much this year because I've been mostly doing work on GitHub from work. But you can see, for example, my younger years, I was really into Git during COVID. Like that was just Git, like upon that was like basically a Git palooza because most, all my Northeastern coursework and co-op and all that good stuff during COVID required me to use Git. You can see, Git is sometimes very, very useful to keep track of multiple things in terms of your code. So let's now talk about how to fix Git problems, the good and bad version, and how to fix merge conflict. So I have a few Git commands that I'll show you, and I'll show you actually with my handy dandy terminal. So you can see I'm now going to reshare a new screen with my terminal. So give me 1 second. So with my new terminal screen, you can see what I'm going to do for Git. So you can do one thing called git init, and you need to create a new folder. So for example, I'll do git init coding missions 3, coding missions season 2, episode 3. All right, so I made an empty repository. That made me do git clone, which is basically making a clone of the coding missions episode. So git clone that. I made a clone. I do git status, essentially have I created it. Working tree clean, nothing to commit. That's good. That means like basically, Drake May runs for a touchdown and Christian Gonzalez kicks a perfect field goal. All right, git log, view commit history. Quite a few things I had in my commits. As you can tell, quite a few things. Yeah, that's basically it. All right, git add. So you have quite a few things in my git commit. That's all right. Just exit. So in this situation, you want to be very careful. So you want to click Q to quit. So I have a lot of things on my GitHub. As you can see, I have almost all my like Git commit stuff. Um, a lot of BU Northeastern stuff, a lot of the co-op stuff, just random stuff. All right, that's cool, I guess. So I'm gonna use a new terminal shell here. So I'm gonna close this out and create a new terminal shell to show how Git works in other forms. All right, now a new shell for Git. So you can do git add. So first we do git status, make sure I know which one we're doing. Um, yep, it's good. Now git add, for example, I don't know, hello, this is Jason to coding mission that. So obviously this wouldn't work because you need to do a git add, right? So you're gonna do this instead. Git add -m. You gotta add a message here. Hello, this is Jason. and then coding mission says. There we go. So that makes a lot more interesting. If you don't have dash m, that's okay. You can do git add update. So you could do git add and it could give you all these different options. All right, now you can do git commit dash m. Hello, this is Jason. And then the episode thing. And of course you could just git checkout. Um, so you could do a git branch to see all the branches you have, which is not quite it's quite a few, I'd say. Git branch master. So you do git checkout master. And you do master branch now. Now, here's what you do not want to be doing, guys. Do not do this. Do not do this. Git merge merge master. Do not do this. This is like bad as choking at 28-3. This is as bad as, losing to the Giants in the Super Bowl. This is bad as Rumi getting killed in Demon Hunt. This is bad as Stray Kids getting disbanded. It's just really, really bad. Never, never do this. Do not ever git merge master. It will ruin the crap out of your GitHub. All right, continuing on with the git commands. This time I'm not going to really write anything. I'm just going to show you the commands and verbally say them. So continuing with the git commands, you have git remote. You can view remote repositories. You do git pull. You can do fetch and merge changes from remote. You can do git push. Normally do git push origin main or git push origin master. You can do git restore, git reset. This is something that's very dangerous though. You can probably detach the head, which is something that is inside a GitHub pointer. Not very good idea. Git revert. You don't use it often, but sometimes you do. Git diff. This is how you check for plagiarism, basically. And then git fetch. So as an example, we have the demo that we had. Git init merge conflict demo, cd merge conflict demo, and we have a function called extend_aml.py. So if you go to extend_aml.py here, it's just very simply a piece of AML code that I use from KPMG, but not from the actual company, but from similar background to show how to extend the look back date for AML case. So for example, the max extension date is 120 days, but you want to extend to 30 days from older transaction, you do 150 days total. And then we use a data frame to determine everything, blah, blah, blah. All right, here's where it gets interesting. We have this crazy looking head. And this is where it gets very entertaining in the episode. So we made some good changes originally, right? Now watch out. Here's where it gets bad. Now we got the bad changes. This is where the Sergeant Boys cause problems. Or, refs not giving patrons the call. Or, unsportsmanlike conduct. 15-yard penalty. First down onto GitHub. Essentially, Sergeant Boys made a bad mistake and they get merged and cause a conflict. And that's not great. That's horrible, actually. So how do you fix it? Do we simply delete the head, which is like chopping off, Drake May's arm for MVP or something? Horrible, of course. Don't do that. Or pray for the best, which is not going to do anything, or just avoid having it in the first place. Just not have conflicts in the first place. So to solve the issues from the episode is really simple. Accept the change. Boom, you're done. That's it. That's it for Git. And that's really it, guys. That's all we do for fixing Git conflict. And we don't need ChatGPT except for one particular case. So use GPT for only one particular case. How to undo a Git merge after conflict. This is very important. There's a lot of people, I started a merge and now everything is fetched up. Very simple. You can do git merge dash dash abort. You can do git reset dash dash hard head, which means it gets rid of everything. So it's like essentially if Mike Rabel and Pages want to redo the entire play and throw a challenge. or it's a 2 minute warning and the refs want to give back some time on the clock. Obviously, just like in the Super Bowl, don't have things be redone. If it happens, it happens. You know, very simple, very simple understanding of Git will come a long way to solving the merge conflict. And there we go, man. That's the episode right there. Like and subscribe and go Pats. And now a word from our sponsor, which is actually going to be from the Church of Jesus Christ. So one day I realized I don't have the best history when it comes to New England Patriots and sports idolatry. And I realize now sometimes there are things more important than winning Super Bowls or even companionships or even job or even turning 30 and still being an awesome guy here showing you guys how to do GitHub on YouTube. What really matters the most is the Lord, and that is for Him. We enjoy all things. The Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, good stuff. So with that being said, guys, please watch the Super Bowl responsibly. Don't get merge conflict in real life. Don't do stupid things. Don't end up on Reddit and our public freak out. Be responsible people. It's just a game. And more importantly, watch the Stray Kids movie. It's a great movie, and my GF's loving it. And yeah, that's it, guys. Yeah, like and subscribe, and go Pats. And furthermore, really important, if you're in Boston, I do pray for the situation from the manholes and that people can recover from that stuff. And guys, responsibly watch the game. Don't do stupid things and just really be like the Drake May Patriots. You are what you need. You are what you get. Name Jesus Christ, amen. Awesome, guys. So yeah, like and subscribe, guys. Let's go Pats. And NordCam, may the best team win.